Hey, we're back, and this is our little Skyrim modding diaries. I think I left her, like, squatting like this before. I was gonna take her to the inn, the Bannered Mirror, or whatever it's called, but then I realized if I'm adding a bunch of stuff, it's gonna show right here, and I think you can already see it. Lots of business. Added a heck ton of stuff. There is new grass, new plants, lanterns, trees, and sound. I overhauled the sound. Still following the same tutorial by ADH Descent. Every time I say their username, I feel like I'm saying it incorrectly. And I'm like, that's why I say it slowly, because I'm trying to not butcher it. Anyways, so this last video, I think it was like the 9th or 10th video, it was just like a whole heap of things. And they was adding like their grass and different flower mods and stuff. So I was just like, let me get all my plants and ducks in a row here. And then I decided to do the sound overhaul. I usually skip that and just go, oh, I'll do it later. But I just once for all wanted to try it, and it's quite interesting, especially when you have it on your earphones, obviously. So just like even the footsteps here. Like that's like everything's like HDified, and I don't know if the sound kind of receded for me before, so now I'm like, I can tell that it's different for sure. You know, even the sound of like that plant, I forget what it's called, but it makes that like tinkling sound. Even that's different. Like everything's been overhauled, so it's pretty interesting. Ugh, where is it? I'm like wasting time now. Well, we can look at the parallax. So basically, oh my god, what was that noise? Yeah, so see, that sounds different than your normal. So yeah, let's go over what I added. So we've added grass, plants, trees. I said the lantern. Basically, the lanterns come with the installer of my landscape overhaul. Oh, I guess it was the giant fight.
That's taken care of. No thanks to you.
Yeah, I don't care.
Until next time.
She comes all the way over here to yell at me for not helping. I didn't even notice it was happening until he thudded over and scared the crap out of me. Anyways, what was I saying? So yes, we've added trees, plants, grass, my Skyland AIO, which is a full landscape texture overhaul, but also does the architecture. It's basically an exterior texture overhaul, I think. I don't know if it does interiors. Anyway, part of the installer for Skyland AIO adds these lanterns to like the signposts, but I'll get into one of my gripes right now. It's kind of a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. A lot of mods like overlap things. So there's this thing called blended roads that kind of helps make the roads look like this with the 3D-ness, and I don't know, it just kind of makes them look nicer. So two of my one of my grass mods, Cathedral Landscapes, as well as Skyland AIO, both add the blended roads mod. So it just, and then there's a standalone blended roads mod that everybody usually uses, but now I like that's 3 options. So I deleted the blended roads standalone. I reinstalled Skyland without blended roads and let Cathedral's blended road win because it has a extra blended road option. So I took that. And I think it's okay, but I spent a lot of time uninstalling and reinstalling because the road just looks different to me than when I originally had it installed. And I think it's just because of the lighting. When I first installed this the last time, I was way off in the mountains over there, and there's a lot of tree cover and it's shady like this. And I think it's just like a lighting issue. So I have to get over that because it's pretty much the way it's supposed to look. When I looked at the mod author's page, I was like, mine's a bit different, but then theirs is, I think, just because of lighting. So that's that. So yeah, just kind of the overlapping of, you know, when you're going through an installer and it's like, oh, like, do you have this installed? Do you have this? And it's like, I might install that, or I'm going to install that later. I'm not ready. And so it means you have to remember to like reinstall it later once you add that mod, or you have to, you know, figure out which one of them you installed the thing in, because you don't want them overlapping in case they mess up. I don't think it was causing any problems because it looks the same, so it's fine. It's just a little bit confusing and irritating to me. So there's that. So now we can see the grass here. It's not, I don't think it's not as saturated in yellow and neon as the vanilla. It's also supposed to be better performance-wise. Which, I mean, I think it is. It's better than what I had initially. I looked up the names of the grass mods that I was using, and it's called Folkvanger. Oh my god. I can't. It's one of the most popular grass mods for a reason. It is breathtaking, but it is also not optimized, and it's just horrendously low. It's just horrendously bad performance. It drops your frame rates really badly. Like mine are dropping pretty badly here as well. So it is just going to be a thing. I was really considering changing to the other system that isn't ENB. It's called like community shaders, I believe, and I think you can use that with like reshade and get some pretty cool effects as well. But I installed Berserker, and then I was like, yeah, no. We're not changing that. So let's hop on our horse butt and look around, because I'm just kind of rambling. So we've looked at the roads. I like these. They gives a bit more of a crisp, edgy, rocky look. I prefer it. It just gives a bit more definition and a bit of a darker color, so some contrast. I like contrast. And then we've got our grasses here. This is again a mix of Cathedral Landscapes grass, Veydosebrom. I'm not saying that right. I know it, but sorry. And I believe Origins of the Forest, but I think that comes up more like in the forest areas. So let's move over to Riverwood and you will see. Along the way, you'll see like super bright, happy, adorable little plants. These are the Cathedral 3D plant replacers. They're so cute. You know, they're super like bright and gaudy and in your face, and I love that. We'll stop at the riverbed here quickly just to look at the parallax now that it's correct and not spiky and stupid. That singing plant. Yeah, I forget what that plant's called. Oh, it's gonna bother me. Where is it? Listen to that swashbuckling. It's so intense in the ears. In my ears. In my earphones. That's great. I love it. Okay, this guy. What is this? Nernroot. I need that. Yeah, so here's what the parallax is supposed to look like. It's very nice. It's very nice. It's very subtle, which I like. Some of them get really intense. There's a couple that there's one that I'm keeping an eye on because it's newer and I want to see where they go with it. I think their name is Tomato. But they have a whole system that they're doing, like they're building, and I like following people that are like building whole new systems. And I'm a huge fan of the Cathedral stuff because it's like good performance, which is helpful. This water is really green. I haven't added, there's a water for ENB mod that I haven't added yet, and so I think this is just the way it looks with Nat 3 weather and Berserker, I guess. It's very fancy looking. One of the Cathedral mods is these little pine trees, which I love. I just love adding all the plants. I have like 100 plants. Yeah, so you can see there's the Tundra cotton there and the mountain flowers. We'll go to the edge here because there's a whole gaggle of them. And it's all 3D, but they're like, you know, relatively decent performance. I mean, as I keep piling things on, it's going to get crazy, but it's okay. So here we've got our lavender. Isn't that gorgeous? And the mountain flowers, I just love them. They look so cute. Whoops, horse butt. The purple are my favy. There's this really cool mod that like adds tea. So you can like make tea with the flowers. It's great. We'll add that later too. So what's cool about these grass mods is they will change based on the region. So as we get up into the foresty area here near Riverwood, it changes green, which is really pretty. Also, Berserker is just doing a lovely job right now of being gorgeous. It's always a nice little stop here. Letting the sun peek through. Whoops. Can't do the sideways trot. That is not working. Yeah. Oh, you had to. You had to. You just had to, didn't you? Get out of here. I like to do this on horseback. It's really hard to ruin the moment. Look at that. Oh, Berserker. How pretty are you? Yeah, I was trying to do a side trot and look at the lights, the lighting, and then a little wolf jerk had to come in. I like to stay on the horseback because it's way more OP. You just don't die if you're on horseback. And while testing things, I would rather not. And I think it's raining, which is great. Yeah, it's really awkward in this area to try and fight wolves. And they always get on the wrong side of me. Come here. Just come here. Just staring up at us. Okay, that's great. I love how I thought this was a mod, but maybe this is just an update for special edition or something. But I remember this having to be a mod, like some kind of replacer that would make it so that the lanterns would sway. I don't know. Like I say, it's hard to remember what's a friggin' mod and what isn't. So here's the rain effects on the water. It looks so cool. It's very fun. Again, this is more cathedral pine trees. This is, I think, the either Veydosebrom or Origins of the Forest. I don't know if I have Origins installed, honestly. I think that's yet another one that I have to add. That's just gonna add a lot more. It adds like forest floor nonsense and little mini tree things. I think these are thistles here. Yeah. Look at that. Woo. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so you can see how much darker, like this is kind of more what I remember when I installed this road, and I just, installing it there in the bright lights in the Tundra there just threw me off, and I was uninstalling, reinstalling, changing the load order, trying to figure it out, and then I realized it's just my lighting, like, duh. So here's Riverwood. You can see how the different grass looks over here. I love that, and when you get to Riften, it's all orange and like, ugh, it's so cool. So here's a little grassy area that shows the nice green grasses. Where are they? There was, well, whatever. You can see it. You'll see it more as we go. I'm not going to be able to show, like, oh my god, that's so loud. She just crashes in. Hold on. Let me do that again. Just crashes in, like. That is so loud. I kind of love it. It sounds super clumsy. That's like what I sound like when I cannonball into the water. Splash! Alright, that's enough. I'm having way too much fun doing that. Anyway. Yeah, see, I added a mod that added smoke, but it's not necessary? This is where I get really confused. Oops, sorry, chicken. I get confused with what mods I even need. Because you see something mentioned, like sometimes people will recommend and you're like, ooh, I want to try that. And then you just start tracking and tracking and tracking it. It's like, oh my god. Then you're like, I don't even need that because there's totally smoke without me adding the smoke one. So that's probably Ember, which is another part of the whole Lux thing that adds like fire, like HD fire and lighting effects. And I don't know, man. This is so much overlap. I still haven't installed the rugs. Oops. Ragnarok and Peltapalooza. I promise to do that next time, and that might come with character overhauls as well. So now that we've looked at grass and trees, was there something else? I mean, the mountains, Skyland does also cover the mountains. And it installs, like, majestic mountains. I don't know, that's, like, a really big mountain mod that, like, a lot of people use. I'm not sure if there's any parallax or anything. I'm kind of confused on that, whether or not it installs the full mod or not. I'm just kind of obsessing over the water. Ooh, mushrooms. Oh, poor little Rabby. Yeah, let's have a look at these mushies. It's a little dark here, but these are retextured, or like remeshed and textured, I'm assuming. They look great. Love it. Oh yeah, look at that. So cool. Everything looks so beautiful. Ugh, look at that. Look at that. I guess I should turn off my UI. You can look at things in a nicer way. It's just kind of awkward. There's another mod that I think lets you just hit like X to turn on and off the UI instead of having to go into the console, which is a little awkward. Anyway, it's getting dark. But now you can see this is part of Lux too, I believe, adding all these lanterns. I think that's via adding the little fires and all that stuff. So I just like to be able to see. I know some people like the immersion of like darkness, but no, I can't do it. So I believe that's everything. And then obviously the sound overhauls. It's all just HD. I think it like swaps in some different sounds for things. Ooh, look at that. So here's a perfect example of Berserker's crazy ass skies. You can get a really nice look at it in Whiterun. So let's have a little peek. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Obsessed. So dramatic. And there's a little tree pop in. Oh, Fabled Forest is the trees I'm using. I didn't talk about that. I'll just quickly do a recap on that. The reason I chose Fabled Forest, I tried several tree mods. I was using Nature of the Wildlands initially, but actually, Fabled Forest was suggested by ADH Descent, and I was like, let me give it a whirl. Because tree mods are easy to just swap in and out, which is nice. I think I'm getting a notification that I'm like tired or something. That's why turning off the interface through the console is bad, because you miss, oh, you're cold, oh, you're tired, oh, whatever. And those are pop-ups that like freeze the screen. And that was very alarming. I thought I was crashing. So quickly, Fabled Forest, the reason I install it the reason I like it over the others, this is really dark now, is because I want massive trees. Like if you see here, like they're out of frame completely. And that's what I want. I just want to see trunks, and I want like density. And none of the others had the same level of density or large pine. And I know it's tundra and it doesn't really make sense down there, but I don't care as much because I think in the mountains you do need like big ass pine, and I want them just like monstrous, you know. And yeah, it's a little weird having it's okay. I think that they trickle down a little bit in the mountains, like that's not unheard of. But until I figure out the LOD, like the distance LOD stuff, They are gonna pop in right about there they go. That's a thing. And I'm probably not doing that until the very end, as well as reinstalling Lux, because it has patches for literally everything in existence, which is amazing. The person who created Lux is really good at updating everything. So I'll have to reinstall a lot of things, and I just make notes of what needs reinstalling based on what other patches, etc., you know. Because like Lux has patches for all the like player houses and stuff, and I'm gonna add a couple of those. I didn't get up here fast enough to catch the cool lighting, but it looks like we're going, yeah, blue cast. So here's like what I wish I didn't think to do like before and after, but this is kind of the newer textures here. On the stone walls. I believe that's new with Skyland. Parallax. I don't even know how I learned about that. And once you get something in your head, then you're just like, I must have it. And so 3D, bumpy everything. Yes, adventure and arrows in knees. So yeah, that's about it. So we covered the Cathedral Landscape, Veydosebrom, we covered the grasses, Cathedral Landscape, Veydosebrom, the Cathedral plants and flowers. We covered Fabled Forests, our trees.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the
and we sort of covered a little bit of the sound overhaul. You can just hear it as I go. This is one of the really cool things about Berserker is the nighttime lighting of the windows, especially paired with the sort of blue cast of the evenings like this. It's just complementary colors sort of, and it's just very satisfying. Blue and orange are kind of complementary, or they are complementary. I'm saying kind of. That's some color wheel shit. I'm just gonna do one of those because it looks real good. Like I said, I have like 200 or so screenshots already just of this. I have a lot, hundreds more testing on all my character overhauls. Testing just Cathedral NPC overhaul, and then I put on Northern NPCs and took pictures of that, and then I did my forever character overhaul, which is called Courageous Women and Pride of Skyrim. They are super, super cute, and we'll be getting into that later. Yeah, that's what we're going to do next time. I'll just install the skin, which is called B&P skin, I think. And we'll get like the eyebrows and eyes and all that kind of stuff, and I will put in the NPC overhauls. It's time for everybody to look cute. This is not gonna work. It may result in me having to redo her in race menu. But yeah, this is it.
What's on your mind?
The next installment. Look at this. Look at this. One more time here. Just gonna admire Berserker for a minute. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Okay, sorry. It's tilde, and I was hitting like, I don't know, tab or something. Look at that. Just gorgeous, isn't it? I love it when it's blue like this. I know it's like really exaggerated and people probably hate it, but I love it. It does have a lot of endorsements and downloads. Not as much as some of the others, because it's just, I don't know. I think maybe people are not as into the dramatic, crazy lighting, but I love it. That's another weird thing. The way that the fog pops in, I haven't even started looking at that yet. So there's a lot of like distant terrain pop in to study. I say study. Troubleshoot. I guess that's a better word for that. As well, I'll also probably be adding in the city overhauls that I have. I don't have one for Whiterun. There is one, but it is really complicated. It's by that tomato person. And it looks sick, but I'm like, it's a lot of weird parallax lodge shit that I don't understand, and I'm like, it's like a dissertation reading the page, and I don't know if I want to mess with that. There is another creator named MRF, I think, that does a lot of stuff, and they've done a really cool Riften and a really great, amazing, incredible Solitude. I already had a Solitude, and then I just found this other one, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, you think you have your load order set, and then you just stumble across something, and then it's like, ooh, let me try this. And then it's like, oh, I like this better. Oh, I don't know what to choose. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. New stuff. It looks fabulous. I'm loving it. Yeah, the road even looks pretty nice here. I of course had found a different mod for this, and I don't remember what it is. So we will see. If I leave it as this or if I change it. I kind of like this. It's not bad. Although it's nighttime, so I feel like anything looks good at night. Like, even my mountains look just decent. Usually they look like nonsense because of the pop-in and the flickering textures and so on. Yeah. I think that's Berserker edits the rain somehow, because I think with Nat Weather and Nat ENB preset, the rain is...
I've got a hungry daughter to feed, so selling my
You
produce
guys,
is really
like,
the only thing
I'm
I
trying to
care
monologue about my lighting and weather right now.
Want to hear a little?
Okay. Yup. What was I saying? See, everything's so shiny. Nat Weather is kind of crazy with that. Part of me is wondering if I want to try Cathedral or Obsidian, but I really like this, and I'm afraid to change it.
Iron sword, huh? What do you kill it? Butterflies?
Excuse you. Sword shame me.
Kill another of Ulfric's boys.
Oh, fine. Yes. I think there's a mod to put water in here that I'm going to try and find. Because, of course, I will. Yeah, this is like... Ugh, look
Soon,
at that.
I can
Gorgeous.
almost taste it.
Gorgeous. Yeah, I think what I was trying to say before everybody started spilling out of the inn here, before they all started spilling out of the pub and talking to me, was that the rain effects in this are a lot subtler. When you have Nat 3 weather and Nat ENB preset, it's just like a sheet of rain in front of the camera, and it's like... But it might just be different weathers, because there's like something like 60 different weathers or something, so it's not like we've experienced them all. Yeah. I love how the windows look with the blue light. It's just so gorgeous. I could stand out here all day and just gush about that lighting. Okay, that's enough. So, oh my gosh, the shininess. I mean, there was a setting that I'm not going to do it now. It's just going to drag this video out for another half an hour. Basically, next time we're going to do the character overhauls and make sure everybody looks cute. That's going to be the main thing. And I'll put in Ruggapalooza, or no, Ruggapalooza, Ragnarok and Peltapalooza. There's so much to do. It is a jumble, but that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Mod Diaries, episode 2-ish. See you later. Bye-bye.